Hello everyone, this is Isabella with Angel Chantress Love. Today we're going to be doing a clearing on life support devices and chemical injections. So unless you're a part of a lineage that understands and performs sacred rituals to clear the body and release the soul fully at death, this is going to be a necessary clearing and healing for you. So when we are in these situations where we are put onto life support or having any kind of a chemical injection into our body, we're actually creating these passageways for the lower vibrational frequencies to enter our auric field. So today we're going to be working on clearing things like IVs, feeding tubes, intubation, bypass, stents. And we're also going to work on clearing things like anesthesia and truth serums, numbing agents, things like that. So if you or a loved one are in this situation where you're requiring some kind of life support or some kind of a injection that assists you in the moment, you want to make sure that you put it forth to God that you're wanting to have all of this cleared when you pass away or when your loved one passes away. It's also really important to let them go, to let them know that you're going to be okay and that it's all right to cross over. Because when we emotionally hold on to people, it also keeps that cord of connection open and actually does more harm than good. So we need to release in love. I know it's difficult to do this, but it's really important for that person that's crossing over and also for yourself so that you're not holding on to someone who's ready to release. So the dark forces will actually use these portals into our energy to seed dark force energies into us. So it's really important to close these portals out. And a lot of you have had so many lifetimes and had so many different situations where there has been this opening into your field. So it's really important to have spirit go through with you and heal and close and seal all these portals so they can't be used against you energetically. So we're going to ask that your guides and angels be present with you and any medical teams and spirit who can assist in closing all of these portals down. We're going to ask the Archangel Michael cut the cordings that are connected to these lower vibrational frequencies, and that once these energies are purged out, we're going to have the Archangel Gabriel come through and use her snowflake seal and close these portals permanently. So there's no more access from that point. Because every time you incarnate into a new body, you still have all those cell memories. And at the moment of your death or whenever this injury or accident or situation, illness has occurred, it's going to reactivate those cell memories in that moment every time you incarnate until it's healed. You have to fix what you've created. So let's see what Spirit wants to bring through today. O among I, O among ka, O Amalaya, O Lamona, O Iamalaveto Lavalai, Iamanai, O Amakaito, Amakai, Alamio Navanai, Amanai, Alamiao Amanai, Alameo Lamalai. Okay, so the guides are saying we're going to do 3 rounds on this energy. So they've disconnected all devices energetically They're saying that there were some fourth dimensional implants that were placed at the time that this was happening. So they have gone through and deactivated these devices in the first pass. The second pass will be to cut the cordings and all the beings that are connected to these portals which have been created in the body. O mi avaya te akano, almi o avakana niao, o amanayo, amanao. And this is going to include any devices also not mentioned that the guides and angels are aware of. So you can certainly hold in your mind whatever devices were utilized at the time, but for many of you, this will be past life energy, so you're not going to be aware of what the device is or what it's called. That's not important. Just call in the energy of clearing for any portals that have been opened into your physical body that has permitted access to dark force. Ayamanavayoa, ayamanayoanayanava, iyamalayo almeana, iyamanaikanakai. Eomika nana eanika eanika anamaka eanika anamika anamika anamea olamia laveko namikane o amika anameka onaminane ane. Okay, we're going to call in Tubera of the Waters. She's a fairy that I work with frequently. She can bring in her healing waters and purge all of this energy out for you. So just invite her in. O anai kania lamiana. Just see her pouring her waters from the crown down through the earth star chakra. Ayamanaya iyavaya lanaya O manaya O manaha O manaya mananameona Yamalata Eyalakana. And I like to call in Iris of the Rainbows too, who is also a fairy. And she'll bring in her rainbow light and seed that into all of your chakras and help to balance your energy out. So let's call on Iris. Just invite her in. O Amiyana Amiyana. O Amivana Amivana. O Melata Kalaikana. Imakana Naemikana. O Amala Emiala. Emiala Laemia. Okay, we're going to call in Gabriel now. I always see Gabriel as feminine. Some people, Gabriel will appear to as masculine. So let's ask her to bring in her, she has this brilliant white seal that she can place on portals to close them. And it just looks like a giant snowflake. So we're going to ask her to place a seal on every one of these portals from all of our lifetimes and just permanently seal them shut. Lessons have been learned, things have shifted in your reality, so there's no reason for these ports to be open any longer for you. Let's just invite Gabriel in. O Manaya Lameana Imalaya Layamia. O Miana Naamia. O Miana Naamiana. Just have Gabriel seal every portal known or unknown to you that is allowing these lower frequencies to come through. O la la mea la ea la ma la mea la la mea na. O mea va e viana. O mea la la mea. E mea na e mea ha. E mea na na e mea na. E mea na na e mea na. Now we're going to call in the Druid guides. You don't need to know what the Druid guide's name is for yourself. Just call on your high self and ask that they bring in the most appropriate spirit to assist you in clearing all of the anesthesia, any kind of chemical injection, if you had chemotherapy, if you had COVID shots, if you had childhood vaccinations, if you worked with any governmental agencies, if there were truth serums used, if you have had any kind of numbing agents placed in your body or in your energetic field, Dark Force will also use these portals to inject these numbing agents to keep people asleep so that they can't escape the 3D matrix and move into those higher dimensions where we're in the 5th dimension and channeling from our heart space rather than from the ego. So it's really important to clear all of these chemical agents. If you were in wars and stuff too, there were chemical agents used there. So we're just going to ask that the guides and angels, I'm going to call on my Druid guide, Abindaba. I like to have him transmute poisons for me. So you can call on whoever is appropriate through your high self to come and assist you with clearing all of these chemical agents out for you. Oh, Amanava, oh, Amana. Avaveko Avana. And they're showing like blistered skin, some kind of a chemical agent that was used in a war. So we're calling to have that cleared as well. O amaneki alaiki aleo. Ayanava eto samaniao. Alamiao na ayamanao. Ayamanao amanao amanao. They're showing somebody having a dental procedure, so even things like laughing gas and any kind of, they're showing like a local anesthesia, anything like that, we're going to clear out. O tamake ave kamanae, olame asemi olamasane, ayamalaeko lamakane, ayamakanameko vanakahe. They're showing me like a submarine. Trying to figure out what they are talking about around chemical agents and submarine. They're not giving me any more information on that. That might be specific to some kind of military operation or something. So we're going to ask that anything having to do with the submarines and the military and any kind of chemical agents. I'm also getting like paint fumes. Okay, so anything we're inhaling as well. They're showing me fire, smoke, like firefighters who breathed in smoke. They're showing me someone drowning and breathing in water. So any kind of inhalants they're wanting to clear as well. They're showing a nebulizer. So anything that has been inhaled, they're showing me a kid on the street corner like huffing fumes from a can. So any of these things, we're going to release all of this. No one does this sort of thing unless they're influenced by Dark Force. You don't come to this planet and go, I'm going to just, hurt myself. That's just not the way it works. We come in a very loving space, and then all of these old energies that get activated when we're here inherit the earth, so we inherit anything on it, and that includes the dark force energy grids that are on the planet, which are being cleared off at this time, but are still present. So these things continue to activate these old energies in us, but they're just coming up for release. So you don't need to fear them. You just need to let them go and surrender them all to God and ask for that perfect healing. Just remember, you create your own reality in any given moment. So always try and reach for the highest vibration possible. And don't just ask God, tell God what you want and command that it be so and believe that it be so that it can come to you. We were taught a lot of times in our religions and stuff to ask for God, to pray to God, to beg for God to help us. But really, it's like we were given that authority when we were here to command our reality. So you need to command the angels to come in to assist you, and you need to command the demons to leave the situation and the planet. You need to command all of these things. You were given reign over all of them. Yet that doesn't mean you act from a point of ego. It means you act from your heart space, from the God within you, to command these things. And then God will cooperate with you to make these things happen if it's in the highest and greatest good. Just ask from a pure heart. So you don't go in and you don't say, God, I want this person to come back to me, because God may go, that person's not the best thing for you. You may need to let that go. So maybe, if you want that person back, maybe just say, God, reveal to me if this person is in my highest and greatest good. And if so, if there is a way to return to this situation, if it is for the highest and greatest good of both. But otherwise, just focus on the love and the protection and the guidance and the joy and the peace and the harmonious home life and everything else that you actually want to create, and allow God to bring forth those who are in alignment with you so that you can make decisions each step of the way. But don't just throw it all on God. It's like walking up to another person and going, I want all these things to happen here. Take care of it for me. Without you doing anything. Everyone has a responsibility to take care of themselves and their own energetic makeup. So figure out what you want, be very clear, very decisive, and command it into being. So let's clear all of these agents, calling upon Abindaba, my druid guide, to assist. O mana vae anamai ano alamane amanamai aho anamai anamai ano. Okay, and they're showing cigarettes, cigars, joints. They're showing all of these, a peace pipe, all of these things that have been inhaled. Mushrooms, psychedelics, drugs, all of these things, even supplements to some degree. They're showing that all of these things need to be purged so that your body can ascend, so that your spirit and soul can ascend. O amana mae, o amana mao. Amio analami ano alami ano ma alami ama alami amana alami ama. And as I'm feeling pressure in my chakras, I'm actually seeing and feeling my guide like kind of drumming with his hands on the back of that chakra, on my heart and on my throat. O Ami, to release that energy. O Ami Mahala, Ami Mana. O Ami Mahana, O Ami Mano. Ami Vaeto, O Ami Vano. I am a navaeto almiana, emiana eo anmiana, O Miyana Eyo An Miyana O Miyana. Okay, they're going down the front of all my chakras now. O Miyama Eyo O Miyama O Miyama Ma E Miyama Anmiyo Mama E Miyama No Anmiyama No Amniyama No. I actually see the gorilla Humbry that I work with sometimes. He uses sound therapy, so he's pounding really hard on his chest. He's showing you to do this, to pound on that heart chakra and release all of this built up energy. And then he's also pounding his fists on the ground to break up whatever's going on in the Earth Star chakra under your feet. O miyaka naka e niyaka naka e niyaka naka o e niyaka naka e niyaka Kanaka Ania Kanaka no. So the guides and angels are saying that God doesn't grant forever chances for redemption. So if you know that it isn't right, don't do it just this once and promise to be good tomorrow. God knows what's on your heart. You can't hide from God. So they're saying make the right choice now, because you never know when that one time will be your last time. There are a lot of judgment angels on the planet at this time. I happen to be one of them. God has sent us forth to weigh the hearts of mankind. So if you have this presence around you that is in that high vibration that seems to you, if you're in a lower vibration, that it's too good to be true and that person can't be real and all this stuff, these are the things that the angelics live by. So they expect you to rise up to that level, to be, the guides are saying, holy in the presence of God. They're showing like a blood sacrifice. So the blood sacrifices that people still make today are not necessary because Jesus already took care of that. So they're asking you to stop harming your body, stop harming others, and come from your heart space, your clean heart space, and purge that heart space every single day. You're supposed to be bringing energy down from source into your physical vessel through your crown, all the way down into the planet, grounding it into the core of Gaia, into the crystalline grid, and bringing that energy back up into your heart space, and then channeling that pure heart energy out to the planet for yourself first. So everything you do needs to come from within you. You're not going to see that reflection of love outside of yourself until you love yourself fully. So bring that energy up, feel the love of God in you, and then direct it outward to others. When you have enough for yourself, you have overflow from God, and you can give without restriction and without fear. And this is what the guides and angels are wanting you to do at this time. So the judgment angels on the planet are being sent into these very dark, dense energies, into these dark families, these dark situations, in order to shift these lower frequencies into a higher knowledge of how to be through witnessing how the angelics are living on the planet. So God has sent these angelics not only to heal the planet, but to witness how these lower frequencies should be rising up and living properly. You're seeing a huge rise on all the narcissists on the planet at this time. And this is because these angelics are so present that they're triggering all the demons within these people. So if these people have all these portals open to these lower frequencies, or if they've done a lot of spell work and black magic and attacks against others, whether that be mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, all of these frequencies are dying off of our planet. They're being, the guides are saying, eradicated off of the planet at this time. So if you're in these frequencies and you want redemption and you want to be released from them, start now in this very moment by doing the right thing and by balancing your own heart and being sincere to God. Don't go to God and go, oh, wow, I'm facing some heavy karma now and I don't like it, so I'm going to try and wheedle my way back in to heaven here. It doesn't work that way. God sees everything. God knows everything. If God allowed you to do something, it wasn't because that was God's will that you do that thing. It was because someone else was becoming stronger because of you. Because of your attacks, those angels have taken that energy and they have transmuted that darkness that you sent at them for the glory of God. And they're using that energy, your energy that you have given up through disempowering yourself. They're using that energy to promote the light. So if you're going to keep attacking, eventually those angels that have come in to judge and weigh your heart, if you're not reciprocating that love back, if you're not showing yourself self-love, if you're not getting down on your knees and truly surrendering and truly desiring to come back to the creator of all, then that angel is going to bring you back down to where you need to be to surrender. They're going to strip you of everything you've got. Everything that you have projected onto this planet and onto others to do harm, all of that energy is going to be reversed back onto you at this time. With the planet being in such heavy judgment, you're looking at 10 times the amount of pain and weight that you have placed on others coming back to you. And you're going to be begging to be freed, to die, to get out of this. But the guides are saying, no, you did this, you created this, you must uncreate it. Some of the people on the planet who are doing this mass evil will be removed permanently. They won't be created ever again. But for a lot of them, they're just going to be facing this heavy, heavy judgment. And the pains that they've placed on others are going to be upon them 3 to 10-fold. So they're saying, do not pity the perpetrators, for they have become willing channels for that which is to be no more. So I think I've said in my previous videos, if you're not channeling God, you're channeling something else, period. So get right with God, clear these old energies out, move from your heart space into love, into the 5D, be willing to let go. It's scary, it's hard. Just keep asking for your next step and your next step and your next step, and keep asking to be safe and keep asking to be protected and keep asking for that love to fill you. Keep asking to be a positive witness. And when I say witness, that doesn't mean you're knocking on everybody's door on Sunday after church to tell them that they need to read their Bible and get down on their knees. When I say witness, I mean be the very highest and best version of self and show others the way to be that for themselves in every now moment. The guides are also saying that you need to rebuke all these energies. You can do it verbally, you can do it mentally, whatever is appropriate in that moment. But if someone walks up to you and says something negative, you need to rebuke it in that moment. It's not just enough to kind of smile and nod and go, okay, whatever. Because you're actually, if you're not consciously rebuking something, you're unconsciously accepting it, is what the guides say. So make sure that you are rebuking it, so you're not taking it in at a subconscious level. The guides are wanting to do one more quick cleansing to end this session. They're showing a big sphere of white light coming down over each of you. So they're wanting you to see this and see this protection around you. And do know that this light will trigger the darkness, but you don't have to absorb it. Allow it to bounce off that shield and protect yourself in all moments, and ask for strength and guidance every step of the way. Om Anna Heyam Maneyavano, Om Yavaneo, Om Yavano, Eyamiana, Eonamiana, Eyamiana, Onamiana, Amiala eo, limiala o. Amiala eo, limiala o. O ananala e, o ananala o. O ananala e, o ananala o. O amiana na e amiano. O amiana na e amiano. O miana e miao, miao. So I want to thank you for being present and doing your energy work and doing these clearings with me for the elevation of everyone on the planet. Please support the channel by liking, sharing, subscribing, donating if that feels appropriate to you to support my work. I am sending you great love and blessings and asking the angels to fully support and protect and guide you on your path. Blessings.